I was watching a sci-fi horror movie called Vivarium the other day, and I learned that cuckoo birds are basically the Mafia. Let me explain. Now, these psychoterrorists are what we call brood parasites. For those of you that don't know what a brood parasite is, it's basically an animal that doesn't raise its own young, which is fine if you're a celebrity like Eddie Murphy, Charlie Sheen, or Flavor Flav. But in the animal kingdom, that's kind of Circle of Life 101. So, cue my confusion. I had to investigate. Turns out these sneaky will sit down, stake a nest, wait for the bird to leave, then they'll go find that nest, sit down like they're taking their Sunday shit, and then just drop their little egg off. Now you might ask yourself, well hold on, wait a minute, don't these birds know that it's not their own eggs? No, these post-historic tyrannical pterodactyls have actually evolved to learn how to mimic their host's eggs. Now, if you're like me, that's just not enough. You're like, okay, sure, I can understand that. The egg looks similar. But if it's an entirely different species of bird, then certainly this bird will know, hey, that's not my chick. Now, in some cases, you'd be right. However, we're not dealing with a typical bird. We're dealing with a cuckoo bird. And these little guys are psychos. This absolute menace of a species will typically hatch several days before the rest of the eggs in the nest, at which point they proceed to systematically destroy the rest of the eggs in the nest. Now, at this point, the host bird has one of two choices. Either one can go ahead and take care of American Psycho Bird, or it can decide to say, hey, that was pretty up, I'm not going to feed you. Now, as you can probably guess, in most situations, these birds decide, hey, you know what? It's a harmless chick. I'm going to go ahead and feed this bird. For the other birds that take the route of them kids, well, they learn the hard way why you shouldn't do that. See, these cuckoo birds aren't just deadbeats, they're snipers. And they watch and they stalk from a distance away. And when they see that their cuckoo bird chick isn't being taken care of, or in some cases even is killed by the host bird, then they engage in mafia-like behavior. As soon as that host bird leaves its nest, that cuckoo bird goes up in there like an Italian mafia gangster and absolutely destroys the nest. And in the cases where some of the chicks were still alive from the host bird, it'll kill those too, ensuring compliance. And that's how I learned about how cuckoo birds have been alive for thousands of years. They're the Mafia. Comment below and tell me what I should learn about next.